Hello everyone and welcome to another random bits and pieces segment from my brain, and today, sit a while, for we are playing some more Franchise Hockey Manager 7 with my historical challenge using the Tampa Bay Lightning. Alrighty, so here we are. And we are going to be playing December of 1993. I'm taking a little bit of the boring approach right now. I didn't make a trade offer. Jeff Brown is still on the market, and I would very much love to put my hand on him, but the Blues already have declined, so I might try again later, closer to the trade deadline, but for now I'm gonna kind of stay put. The team did play quite a bit better by the end of the month in November. Now, of course, our record is not great or anything like that, but a lot of those points did get accumulated near the end of November. So that means I'm also keeping my tactics as they are. Looks like we're playing pretty decent with what I have set up, and I took a look at the calendar for this month, and it doesn't look like it's going to be the most difficult month, at least if we're looking at other teams' records. Of course, there's Pittsburgh in the picture there, and then there's going to be a game against Boston as well, but there's a lot of teams that are struggling on the schedule in December, so I think it's a pretty good time to see what the team can do, see what our Tampa Bay Lightning can do against opponents that are maybe a little bit more in their league than, facing the Rangers all the time, although we did beat them. But anyway, so that's pretty much where we're at. Boris Mironov did get suspended in that game that I played, the 2D game, so he's been replaced with Karpovtsev, although now that I think about it, I think I forgot to go further down here. Oh, we're good. Here, yeah, that's what I thought. I forgot this here, so let's put him here. Alright, sorry about that. It just occurred to me as I was speaking. So there we go. And I am keeping Chris Terry in net. He won the last game, so he gets the start today against Buffalo. So that's the first team on the schedule here in December. Buffalo is struggling. They are 7-17, and they are the worst team in the East right now. We have not played Buffalo yet this season, so let's take a look at their lineup and try and figure out why they are so bad. Well, they are healthy, so that's not the problem. Dominik Hasek in net, and Elonen as the backup. Petri Elonen, Doug Bodger, Holland, Milos Holland, Bill Older, Grant Ledyard, Schmelik, Carney, Sutton, Svoboda, Andreychuk, May, Tippett, Wood, Biggs, Corcom, Annan, our Chuck LaFontaine, Sweeney, Audit, McGinley, and Presley. So that's not that bad of a team. I'm not sure why they are struggling so much. You know what? As long as they continue to struggle against us, that's all good to me. Alright, so yeah, so I have moved Bill Guerin to the second line and moved Rob Zamayo to the fourth line. That happened in the last episode. Other than that, my lines are pretty much the same here. So we're going to go ahead and move on here. So Buffalo's going with Dominik Hasek in net for this game, and we are going with Chris Terry. Alright, so it's a home game, and then we're hitting the road for a little bit. And of course, go Lightning! We lost 4-3. Oh boy. Okay. Alright, so Buffalo outshot us 33-28. Pat LaFontaine was the first star of the game. He had a goal and an assist. Sean Chambers was the second star of the game. He scored all of our goals. He had a hat-trick. And Alexander McGillney was the third star with a goal and an assist. We had 13,024 people in attendance for this game. Alright, so Buffalo scored first in the first period. It was 1-0 Buffalo. And then there were a bunch of penalties in the first period as well. And then Buffalo took a 4-0 lead into the second period. And then Sean Chambers scored from Brent Gretzky. Then Sean Chambers scored again, his fifth and second of the game from Adam Creighton and Bill Guerin. It was 4-2 at that point. And then Sean Chambers completed his hat-trick in the third period from Adam Creighton and Bill Guerin again. It was 4-3, but we just couldn't get a fourth goal. Sean Chambers didn't have one more in him, I guess. So we lost 4-3, the opener in December. Okay, so now we've slid a little. Memorable game for Sean Chambers. Yeah, we just saw that. Okay, and Takashi Okubo is unhappy with me again. Oh my. It is impossible to please him. Alright, so we have a couple days off, and then we're gonna face the Kings. We're gonna put Jeff Hackett back in net, since Chris Terry didn't win. Alright, so Lubomir Sekurash is available on waivers. And Mogilny sidelined with a ruptured disc in his back. Ooh, that's not good. 8 months. Season over, Mogilny. See you next year. That's going to hurt the Sabres. They were already not very good. Alright. So there we go. Alrighty, and we are going to be playing in LA against the Kings. The Kings are 9-15-1, which is not all that great. And we did play the Kings earlier this season. We did lose at home 3-2 against them. I believe that was in overtime because the record shows 0-1, even though that's inaccurate. So I wish they would fix that. We brought it up last year in the forums. Looks like it's still a thing. So. Oh, okay, I didn't see that. Oh, sorry. Okay, so Mike Hartman is hurt, so I'm gonna need to fix that. You know what? We are going to put you on the injured reserve. I'm gonna get Mark Bureau dressed. He's a little bit more, I guess, like Mike Hartman than Peltonen is. Peltonen is a little bit more of an offensive player. Alright, so we are going to get somebody up. Alright, who's getting a... Probably Steve Richard again. Who's getting a NHL salary for a little bit? I'm gonna get Steve Guola up. I'm probably not gonna use him, but he's going to be up. That's probably gonna make him happy. Alright, so now let's play... Oh, wait. Probably should put Mark Bureau in, huh? Yeah, you can play the wing, that's fine. Probably should put you in here as well. There we go. Now we're playing for real in LA against the Kings. There you go. So we are going with Jeff Hackett in net. The Kings are going to go with Yuka Temi. Alright, let's see if we can contain Wayne Gretzky for this game. Or at least contain him enough that we can win. And we won 6-4. 6-4 victory for the Lightning here in LA. So we got 32 shots. The Kings got 26. Mikael Anderson was the first star of the game. He had 2 goals and an assist. Paul Coffey was the second star with a goal and an assist. And Jason Allison was the third star with 2 assists. His first 2 points with his new team. Alright, so the Kings scored first, and then Rob Ramage scored from Jason Allison and John Tucker. Then the Kings scored again, took a 2-1 lead, but then we scored twice. Mikael Anderson on the power play from Brian Bradley and John Tucker, and then Mikael Anderson from Bill Guerin. We were up 3-2 here after one. Then in the second period, the Kings tied the game, and then Mark Bureau scored from Doug Crossman and Brent Gretzky. 4-3 Tampa Bay after two. Then Danton Cole scored on the power play from Brian Bradley and Mikael Anderson. And then Bobby Alec scored on the power play as well from Jason Allison and Rob Zamiener. 6-3 Tampa Bay at that point. The Kings did get another goal, made it 6-4, but it wasn't enough to tie the game. So it looks like we scored quite a few power play goals there. Made them pay for being undisciplined, although we were more undisciplined than they were. Okay. Shitaroni is available, not picking him up. Excellent passing leads to productive night for Joe Nieuwendyk. He had 4 assists against Philadelphia. And Stu Grimson is suspended with the Devils. He's going to miss 5 games. Alright, we are about to play the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. So we have not played them so far this season. Brand new expansion team. They are not doing as good as the Panthers are. They are 6-20-1. Not great. Let's take a look at their lineup here. So they have Bruno Zarillo, that's hurt. Not gonna play this game. And then Vitellins is hurt and may or may not play. So Guilbert and Kirk McLean in net. That's actually not too terrible. Denio, I mean, it's no superstars or anything like that, but they should be able to play and be okay. So Denio, Daneko, Fitzezov, Smirnov, Davidov, Joe Rickey, former Tampa Bay Lightning Joe Rickey, Neil Wilkinson, and Jesper Deuce, who was on waivers to start the month. Wow. Jesper Deuce played 1 game for Anaheim, and he got them a goal and 3 assists. Ooh, that's pretty good. John Carter, Evans, Urquhart, Prop, Veritsky, Larry Boschman, McIntyre, Morin, Vitellins Berglund, former Tampa Bay Lightning as well, Tim Berglund, Sheldon Kennedy, Gary Lehman, and Peter Volk. Not too sure how that's pronounced. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Alright, let's see if we can beat Anaheim. I am keeping Jeff Hackett in net because he won. Jeff Hackett in net. Kirk McLean in net for the Mighty Ducks. And the Lightning gets another victory, a 5-2 win here in Anaheim. California smiles upon us. Tampa Bay outshot Anaheim 42-28. Brian Bradley was the first star of the game. He had 3 assists. Danton Cole was the second star with 2 goals and an assist. And Karpovtsev was the third star with 2 goals. So Danton Cole opened up the scoring in the first period. That was his 5th of the season from Brian Bradley and Rob Zamiener. And then Rob Zamiener scored from Danton Cole and Brian Bradley. 2-0 Tampa Bay here after 1. Then in the second period, Alexander Karpovtsev scored from Mikael Anderson and Adam Creighton, and then Karpovtsev again from John Tucker and Bobby Alec. 4-0 Tampa Bay here after 2. Then in the third period, Anaheim scored a goal, made it 4-1. Then Danton Cole scored on the power play from Brian Bradley and Mikael Anderson. It was 5-1 Tampa Bay. Anaheim did get a goal late in the third period, made it 5-2, but we held on and we won this game 5-2. John Tucker improves at left wing. Alright. Good for you, buddy. Right, and then we have 2 days off before we play against the Sharks. Strong game for Darren Turcotte, who had 3 goals and an assist against the Devils. Pretty good game indeed. Suspension for Florida's Yevsukin got suspended for 4 games. And there was no stopping Kelly Kisio. He had a hat-trick against the Panthers. Right, so it looks like the Sharks played the Panthers right before hosting us, and Kelly Kisio took his good game out of his system, so maybe we can beat them now. Right, so I'm going to keep Hackett in net because he won again, and we are now in San Jose. They are 13, 15, and 1, so just a little bit under 500. Should be good enough for a playoff spot in that era. Not in 2020, right now. Should be able to get into the playoffs with that. So let's take a look. We have not played the Sharks yet. Alright, so there's a couple injuries. Nick Kypreos is hurt, not going to play that game, and Dave Snuggrod is hurt, may or may not play. So in net, it's Arthurs, Irby, and Abramov. Then on D, it's Utila, McLeod, Sendis, Ozanj, Zmolek, Shendelev, Cyril, Moore, Peterson, Garpin, Love, Kyprio. Oh, well, not just the D. I'm just naming everybody at this point. Kyprios, Tim Sweeney, Ryan Whitney, Ray Whitney, sorry. Dean Evason, Kelly Kisio, McDonough, Sullivan, Bergquist, Kogivo, Falloon, Gaudreau, and Snuggrod. Alright, let's see if we can beat the Sharks as well. Alright, so we're going with Jeff Hackett. They are going with Arthurs Irby. The guy who, like, never changed his pads in his entire career. Alright. Oh, not only did we win this game, but we won 9-3. What a game for the Lightning. Woohoo! We are looking pretty sharp here in December so far. We have swept the California trip. So we outshot San Jose 36-27. Brian Bradley was the first star of the game. He had 2 goals and 2 assists. Kevin Lowe was the second star with 2 assists. And Danton Cole was the third star with 2 goals. So we scored 5 goals in the first period. It started with Danton Cole from Brian Bradley, then Rob Zamuner from Kevin Lowe and Brent Gretzky. Danton Cole scored on the power play from Mikael Anderson and Brian Bradley. Doug Crossman scored from Bill Guerin and Adam Creighton. Then Brian Bradley from Rob Zamuner and Sean Chambers. And just like that, it was 5-0 Tampa Bay after 1. In the second period, San Jose scored twice. It was 5-2 Tampa Bay, but then we got those 2 goals back. Bobby Elick scored from John Tucker, and then Mikael Anderson from Bill Guerin and Kevin Lowe. 7-2 Tampa Bay after 2. And then in the third period, Adam Creighton scored from Rob DeMaio and Alexander Karpovtsev, and then Brian Bradley from Mark Bergevin. And then with 5:14 left to go in the third period, Sharks scored, made it 9-3, but forget it, our lead was way too big, and it is a 9-3 victory in San Jose. We just looked pretty good in California here. Oh, there's a few players here. So Rich Sutter is available, Tom Tilley, Greg Paslowski, and Al Conroy. Yeah, I don't really need any of those guys. Jeremy Roenick extends his goal streak to 5 games. He got a goal and an assist against the Blues. And Ron Sutter's suspension is over, so he's back in the lineup in St. Louis. Alright, and we have a few days off here, 3 days off before we go back home for 4 games, and it's going to start against Pittsburgh, so yeah, we better be rested. They are going to bring it to us. Alright, strong game for Wayne Gretzky. He had 3 goals and an assist against the Panthers. Stephen Finn is back from suspension in Florida, so back in the lineup. And Don Biggs in Buffalo is suspended. He's going to miss 5 games. Jeff Lazaro keeps fans on their feet all night. He had a hat trick against Dallas. Jeff Lazaro playing for Ottawa, of course. And big game for Steve Chiasson, who had 3 goals and 2 assists against the Blues. Great night for Joe Nieuwendyk again. He had a hat trick against Buffalo. And Rudy Postchek is suspended. He's going to miss 6 games. Isn't it the second time he's getting suspended this season? I might be wrong. Maybe it was an injury. I don't remember. I remember seeing his name for something. Alright, so Pittsburgh is in town. I'm keeping Jeff Hackett in net. He's playing pretty well, but now the task is going to be pretty big because Pittsburgh's here. Although they are 12, 11, and 5, so it's not the best record, but they did shellacked us 8-0 earlier this season. So let's see what we can do this time. Alright, so Tom Barrasso is going to be in net for Pittsburgh. We are going to go with Jeff Hackett. We lost 2-1, so it looks like we did pretty good. We just lost to a better team. We were outshot 33-22. Kevin Stevens was the first star of the game. He had 2 assists. Brent Gretzky was the second star with a goal. And Ron Francis was the third star with a goal as well. We had 13,401 people in attendance for this first game back after the road trip. Pittsburgh scored first in the first period. And then in the second period, they took a 2-0 lead, and then Brent Gretzky scored his first from Rob DiMaio and Mark Bureau, and it was 2-1 Pittsburgh here after 2. Nobody scored in the third, so 2-1 is the final score, so we lost this game. Jaromir Jagr extends his point streak to 12 games against us, so that goal made it possible, and then John Tucker is getting even better at left wing. Alright, and now we have 3 days off before we host the Montreal Canadiens. We're going to put Chris Terreri in net for that one because Jeff Hackett lost. Alright, so Jamie Leach is available and Yeli Weber is also available. And Stéphane Richer is suspended in New Jersey. He's going to miss 3 games. A good game for Ross Courtnall with the Stars. He had 4 assists against Florida. And I to remember for Mike Modano in that same game, he had 3 goals and an assist. Yevsukin is back from suspension in Florida, back in the lineup. Suspension for Eric Lindros with the Flyers. He's going to miss 7 games. Gord Hines lights the lamp in Philadelphia. He had a hat trick against Edmonton. Oh, there's been a trade between Washington and Winnipeg. Rick Tabaracci goes to Washington for Keith Jones. So Keith Jones is going to play for the Winnipeg Jets. Alright. Igor Shibarev is available. Memorable night for Sylvain Couturier with the Kings. He had 4 assists. And good game for Mike Donnelly in that same game. He had 4 goals and an assist. Oh! In a 13-1 stomping of the Ottawa Senators. Wow. Alright, so Montreal is in town. They are 13, 12, and 4, so they have started to put it together for this season. They were not doing all that good prior to starting this month, but looks like they've been winning a little bit, not unlike us. So, yeah, they are 13, 12, and 4. We are 1-0 against Montreal this season. We did win the first game of the season 6-3 against them. So now we're going to face them at home with Chris Terreri in net. And Montreal's going to send Mark Fitzpatrick in net. We are going to go with Chris Terreri. and we lost 6-3. So we weren't really in that game. Well, we did outshoot them 34-30. John Leclerc was the first star of the game. He had a goal and 2 assists. Brad Lauer was the second star with a goal and 2 assists, and Lyle Odeline was the third star with 2 assists. 10,852 people in attendance for this game. So Montreal scored first, and then Rob Ramage tied the game from Doug Crossman and Bill Guerin, and then Doug Crossman scored on the power play from Bill Guerin, gave us a 2-1 lead, but before the end of the period, actually it was 26 seconds later, Montreal tied the game, so it was tied at 2 here after 1. Then in the second period, Montreal scored, made it 3-2, and then we tied the game. Bill Guerin scored his 5th on the power play from Adam Creighton, and it was tied at 3 here after 2. And then in the third period, Montreal scored 3 goals unanswered, and they ran away with the game. So we were in it all the way until the third period, then it started to get ugly for us. And it's not the first time that has happened. Alright, so Boris Mironov is back from suspension for us, so that's good. Luc Robitaille extends his point streak to 15 games with an assist against the Flames. Stu Grimson is back from suspension with the Devils. Jaromir Jagr extends his point streak to 13 games with a goal against the Kings. And Mike Hartman is starting to feel a little bit better. Alright, so we're going to thank Karpovtsev for services rendered, and we are going to bring Boris Mironov back in. Let's go ahead and see what we have here. Now, is that the best option for you? Pretty much. Let's put you on lines so that you can play. You're going back with Mark Bergevin. There we go. Just need to add him here. Then I just have to come back here, and now I'm putting Jeff Hackett back in. Terry did not deliver against the Habs, and now we are going to be playing against the Ottawa Senators. Now the Sens are 10-20-1. And we are 0-1 against Ottawa this season. We did lose 6-2. That was pretty bad. So let's see if we can avenge that game here. Now that we have a little bit of a better lineup than we did, or at least we're playing better. The Sens are going to go with Darren Pupa in net. We are going to go with Jeff Hackett. And it's a 1-1 tie. Alright. We outshot Ottawa 38-20. Doug Crossman was the first star of the game. He had an assist. Jody Hull was the second star with an assist, and Bill Guerin was the third star with a goal. 12,775 people in attendance for the game. Alright, nobody scored in the first. Then in the second period, Bill Guerin scored on the power play from Bobby Elick and Doug Crossman. It was 1-0 Tampa Bay at that point. Alright, and then the Sens tied the game up late in the third period. That went to overtime. Nobody scored, so we have a tie game, 1-1. Luc Robitaille extends his point streak to 16 games with 2 assists against Edmonton. And it was 8 straight games with an assist for him. Zardy Zalewski is suspended in Hartford. He's going to miss 2 games. A night to remember for Brett Hull. He had 3 goals and 3 assists against the Sharks. Pretty good game indeed. And Doug Gilmour scored his 300th goal of his career. He had a goal and 3 assists against Anaheim. So Doug Gilmour is 30 and he is still a 5-star player. And Mike Hartman is feeling better. Right, and we have a couple days off before we host the Bruins, and then we're gonna go on a 3-game road trip right before Christmas. Jaromir Jagr extends his point streak to 14 games. He had 3 assists against Buffalo. And Mike Hartman is back in the lineup. So Mark Burrow got a couple points, but it's not enough to just say that I'm going to keep him. Oh, wait. Can I even bring... Yeah, okay. So come up. Go back down. There you go. Now we're going to dress Mike Hartman. Gotta make sure that his role is still pretty much... Oh, no, let's make him a dangler. Yeah, he's not very good at any of that stuff. Yeah, agitator is pretty much the only thing he can do slightly good. And that belongs on a 4th line, which is where I'm putting him. And he has a little spot on the penalty kill, but nothing too crazy. Alright, so now we are going to advance one more day, and then Boston's going to be in town. Memorable game for Wayne Gretzky. He had 3 goals and 2 assists against Buffalo. Suspension over for Biggs. He's back in the lineup with the Sabres. Luc Robitaille's point streak ended at 16 games. He was held scoreless against the Jets, which means that his assist streak also ended at 8 games. Alright, Boston is in town. They are 14 and 17, so not that great for the Bruins. Alright, so Hackett didn't win. We're going to put Terry in net. We played Boston once and we lost 5-4. So let's see if we can win this one. Boston's going to go with Andy Moog in net. We are going to go with Chris Terry. And we won 5-2. Alright, nice game here against the Bruins. We outshot the Bruins 38-30. Boris Mironov celebrated his return to the lineup, or thereabouts, with the first star with a goal and 2 assists. Marc Bergevin was the second star with an assist, and Brian Bradley was the third star with 3 assists. 11,026 people in attendance for the game. So Boston scored first in the first period, and then Danton Cole tied the game from Doug Crossman and Brian Bradley. It was tied at 1 here after 1. Then in the second period, Boston scored, and they took a 2-1 lead, and there was a fight between Mike Hartman and Stephen Leach in that second period. So we went into the third period down 2-1, but we scored 4 unanswered goals. Rob DiMaio scored his 5th from Boris Mironov and Mike Hartman. Then Danton Cole scored his 10th on the power play from Mikael Anderson and Brian Bradley. Adam Creighton scored his 10th as well from Boris Mironov and Marc Bergevin. And then finally Boris Mironov scored in an empty net from Brian Bradley, and that was a 5-2 victory. Awesome. Not as awesome, Bobby Alick is hurt. He has a day-to-day injury, so we're going to go ahead and click continue here. We're going to see what we can do. Steve Hines extends his goal streak to 5 games against us, so he got a goal. Steve Yzerman extends his assist streak to 8 games with 2 assists against Montreal. Suspension for Chicago's Dirk Graham. He is going to miss 5 games. Mark Recchi extends his assist streak to 8 games with a goal and 2 assists. And Stéphane Richer is back from suspension in New Jersey. Alright. So we are now going to be playing in Buffalo against the Sabres. Sabres are now 9-24, and we are 0-1. We lost the first game of the month against the Sabres to open up the video there. Alright, so Bobby Olik is hurt. I need to replace him. That's going to be a Ville Peltonen job. We are going to dress... Oh, I cannot. I have to. Okay. How long? Day to day? Okay. So let's scratch you. Let's dress you. Let's come here. Make sure we have you as a counter-attacking forward. Yeah, that's pretty much the best you can do. And you're at a 9, so it's not like you're really good at it or anything. But you're young. You're going to develop. At least I hope you will. Alright. There we go. I'm gonna put... let's put... wait. Let's put Adam Creighton back on the power play here for now. That's fine. Alright. Then I need to put a forward here. Let's put Mikael Anderson. There you go. And it should be good here. Yep. And we're keeping Chris Terry in net. He just won us a game. Alright, so yeah, let's play in Buffalo. See if we can beat the Sabres. Chris Terry for us. Dominik Hasek in net for Buffalo. And we won 4-2, so another win. So we're doing pretty good in December. We did lose some games, but we are definitely doing pretty good. We outshot the Sabres 42-22. Sean Chambers was the first out of the game. He had 3 assists. Dave Andrechuk was the second star with a goal and an assist, and Mikael Anderson was the third star with 2 assists. Adam Creighton opened up the scoring in the first from Sean Chambers. It was 1-0 Tampa Bay here after 1. Then in the second period, Danton Cole scored on the power play from Mikael Anderson, and then Ville Peltonen from Brian Bradley and Sean Chambers made it 3-0. Then Buffalo scored 2 goals to come to within 1, and it was 3-1 Tampa Bay here after 2. Then in the third period, Rob DiMaio hurt the Sabres with a power play goal from Mikael Anderson and Sean Chambers. It was 4-2, and Buffalo never recovered, and we won this game 4-2. Right, Laurie Boschman is suspended in Anaheim. He's going to miss 4 games. Mark Rickey extends his assist streak to 9 games with an assist against the New Jersey Devils. Pittsburgh, Ulf Samuelsson is suspended. He's going to miss 2 games. In that same game, Jaromir Jagr extended his point streak to 15 games with a goal against the Islanders. And Ray Whitney extends his point streak to 12 games with an assist against the Quebec Nordiques. Alright, and we are going to be playing here in Pittsburgh, so it's going to be another tough game. Oh, so the Kings are tired of Barry Melrose as the head coach, so Barry Melrose might need to get another job. The Kings are 12-20-1, so it's not going very good in LA. They have the best player in the world in Wayne Gretzky, and they cannot win, so they are blaming the coach. A very likely scenario. Pavel Bure extends his goal streak to 5 games, so despite all of that, Pavel Bure scored in a 5th straight game with a goal against the Flames. Right, playing in Pittsburgh against the Penguins. They are now 15-12-5. We are 0-2 against Pittsburgh. We played them pretty tight last game, but we still came up short. Let's see if we can beat them this time. So Chris Terreri in net for us because he's won his last two, and Tom Barrasso in net for Pittsburgh. And we lost 5-2, so we are not able to beat Pittsburgh. They outshot us 35-22. Larry Murphy was the first star of the game. He had 3 assists. Mike Stapleton was the second star with an assist, and Sean McEachern was the third star with a goal. Pittsburgh opened up the scoring in the first. It was 1-0 Pittsburgh after 1. Then we scored twice in the second period. Kevin Lowe scored from Sean Chambers and Rob DeMaio, and then John Tucker from Rob DeMaio and Mikael Anderson. It was 2-1 Tampa Bay after 2. We looked pretty good, but yet again, we crumbled in the third period with 4 Pittsburgh goals, and we lost this game 5-2. Right, Tom Tilley is still available on waivers. Jaromir Jagr extends his point streak to 16 games against us with that goal that he scored. There was no stopping Steve Chiasson for Detroit. He had 3 goals and 2 assists against Chicago. Steve Yzerman extends his assist streak to 9 games with 2 goals and an assist in that same game. Mark Rickey keeps fans on their feet all night with 3 goals and an assist against Washington. And that was 10 straight games with an assist for him. Alright, Peter Nielsen is available. Not going to pick him up. Zalewski is back from suspension in Hartford. Back in the lineup. Mike Modano extends his goal streak to 5 games with a goal against Anaheim. Brian Bellows extends his point streak to 12 games with an assist against the Islanders. Doug Gilmour will miss 3 days. With a broken tooth. Rhea Whitney extends his point streak to 13 games with an assist against Toronto. And Bobby Olick is feeling better and should be back in the lineup shortly. Right, we need to swap goaltenders here. Chris Terreri lost. We are putting Jeff Hackett back in. And we are going to be playing in St. Louis. We have 4 games left here in December. And the last game and the 2D game is going to be against the Ottawa Senators. My. Alright, so St. Louis is 16, 14, and 3. And we have not played them this season. Oh, a few injuries here. So Paul Cavallini is hurt. Cujo is hurt, Curtis Joseph out, and oh wow, Wayne Cali is also out, so they have 2 goaltenders hurt. You don't see that often in that game. Goaltenders rarely get injuries. They do, but it's pretty rare. Alright, so let's see what they have here. So they have Roman Cechmanek and Roberto Romano in net. So Cechmanek is 22, so he's only a 1-star goaltender. He hasn't developed yet. On D, we have Edikan, Kresotkin, Brown, Garth Butcher, Rick Zombo, Stefan Quintal. Then we have Dave Laurie, Prokhorov, and Shannon Basson, Janny Loisel, Sutter, Wilson, Boldine, Rutu, Emerson, Korolev, Plevucha, Hull, and Virta. I think we can beat them. They don't have good goaltending. That might be a weakness. We need to exploit that. Alright, so Jeff Hackett in net for us and Roberto Romano in net for the St. Louis Blues. We lost 4-1. That's disappointing. I had good oh god, yeah, we weren't in that game at all. We were outshot 43-15. Nelson Emerson was the first star of the game. He had a goal and an assist. Jeff Brown was the second star with 2 assists, and Igor Korolev was the third star with a goal. Alright, so St. Louis scored first in the first period, and they were up 1-0 after 1. Then they scored twice in the second, and they were up 3-0 after 2. Then 20 seconds into the third period, Mikael Anderson gave us some hope from Brian Bradley and Rob DeMaio. It was 3-1, but then the Blues scored again, and it was 4-1. We were never in that game, so it's a game to forget. We cannot always have awesome games, I suppose. Oh, Vili Peltonen is not suspended, so they looked at him, but not suspended. Jaromir Jagr's point streak ended at 16 games. He was held scoreless against the Bruins. Ulf Samuelsson is back in the lineup in Pittsburgh after serving his suspension. Brian Bellows, point streak ended at 12 games against the Sabres. Good game for Per Juice with the Blackhawks. He had 4 assists against the Sharks. Rhea Whitney's point streak ended at 13 games in that same game. In that same game against Chicago. Pavel Bure lights the lamp. He had a hat trick against the Stars, and that was 6 straight games with a goal for him. Mike Modano extends his goal streak to 6 games as well, with a goal in that same game. Mark Ricky's assist streak ended at 10 games, did not get a point against Detroit. And in that same game, Steve Yzerman extended his point streak to 12 games with a goal, but his assist streak ended because that's all he got. And Bobby Olik is feeling better and almost back. Alright, so in a couple days we are going to play one quick home game before we head back on the road. Alright, so Bobby Olik is completely recovered, so he's coming back in the lineup. And then we have a trade proposal from the New York Rangers again. Alright, they want to trade me Joe B. Messier for Jason Lafreniere. I'm keeping Jason Lafreniere at this point. There's a couple teams that have been wanting him. I might be able to move him for something that's a little bit better. Alright, so let's sim one more game. So today is Christmas. Merry Christmas! Alright, and now we are going to be hosting the Florida Panthers. So we have struggled against the Panthers this season, as shows our 0-2-1 record against them this season. And they are 13-16-4 this season. So, I didn't win my last game, so I need to change my goaltender again, bring Chris Terry back in. Alright, let's see if I can beat the Panthers this time. So Ron Tugnut is going to be in net for Florida. We are going with Chris Terry. And we lost 3-1. Alright, so we're starting to falter down here in the second half of the month. We outshot Florida 39-27. Corey Millen was the first star of the game. He had a goal and an assist. Bill Guerin was the second star with a goal. And Ron Tugnut was the third star with 38 saves. We had 11,145 people in attendance for that game. Florida opened up the scoring in the first, and in the second. Nobody scored in the first, and Florida was up 1-0 here after 2. Then they took a 2-0 lead into the third period. Then Bill Guerin brought us to within 1 from Sean Chambers and Mikael Anderson. But then Florida scored again, made it 3-1, and forget it, we lost that, even though we outshot them pretty good. Ron Tugnut was just too good. Roberto Romano, whom we just faced and that beat us, is now on waivers. Right, so great night for Brett Hull, who had 3 goals and 2 assists against Chicago. And Mikhail Pivanka had a good game as well. He had 4 assists against Pittsburgh. Oh, I have to put Bobby Olik back in. Alright, so thank you, Peltonen, for filling in. You can now go back to being Scratch. I'm going to put Mr. Olik back in. Yeah, power forward still works for me. Now we are going to move you back here, move you back here. There we go. Yeah, we're going to keep it like that. Oh wait, I lost my last game. Hackett draws back in. Alright, so a few things going on here. So Pat LaFontaine has achieved 400 goals in his career. He got a goal against Philadelphia. Pat LaFontaine is 28 and he's still a 5-star player. Injury puts Doug Gilmour on sidelines. He's going to miss 7 weeks. Sprain AC joint in his shoulder. Alright, so Doug Gilmour is out for 7 weeks. That's going to hurt the Leafs. They had a pretty good record, too, of 24, 12, and 2, so I don't know what's going to happen there. Dirk Graham is back in the lineup with Chicago. Mike Modano extends his goal streak to 7 games with a goal and an assist against the Red Wings. Ray Shepherd extends his point streak to 12 games with a goal against Dallas as well. And that was 13 straight games with a point for Steve Yzerman with an assist. Suspension over for Rudy Postcheck back in the lineup over there. And there was no stopping Alexei Yashin. He had 3 goals and an assist against Boston. As for us, we are in Quebec City to play against the Nordiques. The Nordiques are 20, 12, and 3. That's good for second in the East. And we are 0-1 and 1 against the Nordiques. So we lost 2-1 against them, and we tied 2-2. So we've been able to play them pretty good. Now we need a win. We're kind of a bit on a skid here, so we need to stop that. And that starts today against the Quebec Nordiques. We are going with Jeff Hackett. They are going with Stéphane Fizet. And we lost 6-2. Yikes. Alright, so we were outshot 32-16 in that game. Peter Forsberg was the first star of the game. He had 3 assists. Andrei Kovalenko was the second star with a goal. And Kerry Hoffman was the third star with an assist. So Quebec scored twice in the first period, but then we tied the game. Adam Creighton scored from Bill Guerin and Mikael Anderson, and then Bobby Ulick from John Tucker and Jason Allison. It was tied at 2 here after 1. But then in the second period, the Nordiques scored 4 times to take a 6-2 lead. And that was it. Nobody else scored. Jason Allison improves at right wing. That's good. Good job. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and put Chris Terry in. So for the second video in a row, our 2D game is going to have Chris Terry in net for it. Marty McInnis extends his assist streak to 8 games with a goal and 2 assists here against the Mighty Ducks, sorry. Suspension over for Laurie Bushman with the Mighty Ducks back in the lineup. Mario Lemieux has produced 500 goals in his career with 2 goals against Philadelphia. Mario Lemieux is 28 and he is still a 5-star player. And Eric Lindros is back from suspension in Philadelphia. He missed quite a bit of time. It was 7 games, I believe, right? Oh, Larry Bushman has been put on waivers. Should I pick him up? I don't think so. The Panthers are tired of their coach, so they might get rid of Ted Sater already. The Panthers are 14, 18, and 4, so they started the season really good, and they were like right up there in the Eastern standings, but they've been losing lately, so now they're tired of him. Dave Christian for the Panthers played in his 1000th game. He got a goal to celebrate that. That was against Hartford. Dave Christian, 34 years old. He is a 2-star player. Bill Berg with the Islanders is not suspended. And Marty McInnis' assist streak ended at 8 games. He got scoreless against the Nordiques. Alright, so here we are. We are going to be playing the 2D game here against the Ottawa Senators. They are 11, 23, and 4. That's good for 13th in the East. And we are 0-1 and 1 against the Sens. We need a win here. I already put Chris Terry in net, right? Yep. So let's go. So for that 2D game, we're going to have Chris Terry against Darren Pupa. Alright, Alright, making sure my settings are still saved. Let's go Lightning! Alright, so the two cousins from expansion are facing each other. Come on, guys. Go, go, go. Let's go, little white squares. Oh, and it's icing. Alright, come on, guys. Come on, we can play better than them. Oh, yeah. Breakaway! Shut wide. Or at least that's how it looked like. Oh no, Jason Allison took a penalty for hooking, so we are killing a penalty now. Alright, Ottawa goes on the power play. 12:45 left to go in the first period. Alright, look at us. We just cleared the puck. Of course, there's no icing because we are killing a penalty. In case you don't know the hockey rules all that well. Sylvain Turgeon now took a penalty. He is... So their power play goes bye-bye. Alright, and we are on a power play. There you go. Come on, guys. Uh-oh. That was almost a shorty. Alright, so that power play is over. We are now heading to 5-on-5 hockey. 9:15 left to go here in the first period. Let's go, Lightning. Doug Smale took a penalty for the Sens, so we are going on the power play. With 8:08 left to go in the first. Not sure why Brian Bradley stopped there. You just should have skated and skated and skated. Come on, little squares. Of course, our power play is long gone. No, I'm not even sure we got a shot on it. Oh, we did at the very start, I think. Rob DiMaio took a slashing penalty, so we are going to have to kill a penalty here with 4:03 left to go in the first period. Still no score. Mark Freer took a penalty for the Sens, so bye-bye goes their power play. We are 4-on-4 for 40 seconds here. The first period's almost over. We still have not seen a goal in this game. Oh. Alright, 1:02 left to go in the first period. Well, that power play was short and now it's over. Alright, first period is over, so they got 7 shots and we got 7, so pretty even here. for the first period. We're gonna start the second period. No score here in Ottawa. Oh, offside. All right. Oh, Mike Hartman took a slashing penalty, so we are going to be killing a penalty here. Alright. Let's go, guys. Come on, clear the puck. There you go. That's what you need to do with it. Alright, 28 seconds left of power play for Ottawa. Doug Smell took a penalty, so we are going to be 4-on-4 for 11 seconds, and then we're going to have a power play of our own. Oh, it's in the back. It was behind the net instead of the back of the net. Alright, so that power play is over. Not much going on here. Are we going to have a repeat of our first ever 2D game? Alright. Alright, 9:28 left to go in the second period. It is still 0-0 in Ottawa. Oh, no, no, no. Mike Hartman with another penalty. Come on, man. I'm going to put Mark Burrow back inside instead of you. Come on. Oh, not sure what happened there, but I'm glad that Yashin didn't get to go by himself. That would have been bad. Uh-oh. Alright, penalty's over. And that's an offside. 6:01 left to go in the second period. Still no score here in Ottawa. And the puck is out of play. All right. Oh, I think it was going to go all the way to the net. The Sens are not taking many penalties unless they are already on the power play. Look at that, 4 guys on 1 guy. That's dangerous. Don't do that. We need to cover other guys. Come on. Oh. I assume that was a great save by Chris Terry. Now the second period's over. So we have... Yeah, they have... Ottawa has 16 shots. We have 15. So again, we're kind of toe-to-toe. They did, you know, have more power plays than us. Alright. We need to open the machine here in the third period. No score. This is not acceptable. Oh, I thought it was in. Oh, Dominic Lavoie took a penalty for the Sens. Here's our chance. We have 2 minutes of power play here. So we just need to score. Yeah, we didn't score on that power play. Oh, now Jason has Allison took a penalty, so we are going to have to kill one. Now that could hurt. If they score, we might not be able to recover. Come on, guys. Good job. Mike Hartman takes yet another penalty. Not happy with you, Mike. Alright, another power play for Ottawa. We're just playing with fire at this point. Oh, goalie holds the puck. Looks like Yashin had a breakaway. Or at least he was going all by himself against the goaltender. Alright, we kill another penalty, and now Dominic Lavoie took another penalty for Ottawa. We are going back on the power play. Come on, let's score. Let's hurt the Sens here. Look at that puck, how slow it's going. The power play is just dwindling away. Oh, it's a stop. Alright. Darren Pupa holds the puck. 7:54 left to go in the third period. We have no score. Doug Crossman just took a penalty. That's not good. Alright, come on, guys. We've got to keep killing penalties. Gotta kill that one. Alright, 3:17 left to go in the third. Oh, we shot wide. That was terrible. Oh, Brent Gretzky couldn't score on that. Alright, a minute left in the third period. Come on, don't allow that goal. Alright, so we are going into overtime, tied at 0. Look at us. Alright, so Ottawa shot 23 times, we shot 23 times. Really not a game where there's a whole lot to say. So let's play that 5-minute overtime period. And of course this is 1993, so there's no shootout. So if it's still tied, that's it. We have a tie game of 0-0 yet again. Alright, Pupa holds the puck. 3 minutes left in overtime. Joseph Dano took a penalty for Ottawa. That's our chance right there. We can win this in overtime. On the power play, who's going to be the hero? Oh, it's in the back of the net again. That has happened a lot. I think there's holes in that net. I think that's what's going on. We're putting the puck in the net, but the puck just goes through. Alright, 25 seconds left to go. Alright, well, we tied 0-0, so very little to look at this game. So we couldn't win. We got a tie. We got 27 shots. They got 24. Adam Creighton was the first star of the game. Bradshaw was the second star. And Mikael Anderson was the third star. Not a whole lot to talk about other than that. So there we go. Alright, so we got that, and then the player poll result is in. So the winners for each category are: the best skater is Pavel Bure, hardest shot is Al McInnes, smartest is Wayne Gretzky, the toughest is Stu Grimson, fastest is Pavel Bure, best role model Steve Yzerman, cleanest is Igor Bolden, toughest goalie to beat is Dominic Hasek, and the coach you'd most like to play for is Scotty Bowman in Pittsburgh. There we go. We are going to sim one more day, and then we're going to be on January 1st. Mike Modano extends his point streak to 12 games with an assist against the Chicago Blackhawks. No additional missed time for Detroit's Zeno Cicerelli. Not suspended. Ray Shepherd extends his point streak to 13 games with 2 goals against the Kings. And in that same game, Steve Yzerman extended his point streak to 14 games with 2 assists. And the players of the month are Joe Nieuwendyk and Edward Hartman. And Dallas is having one heck of a season. Alright, so here we stand after 3 months in the season. We are 12th in the East. We are a little bit better than Ottawa and Buffalo, not by all that much. And Philadelphia is within reach. We have 2 games on them, and we are down 3 points. So it's possible that we catch them. We are going to need to start playing better. So I think I'm going to tinker with a couple things before the next video. We did not play very well by the end of the month. It looked pretty good near the start, and then we kind of faltered. So yeah. Alright, so in the West, what we're looking at is... So Calgary is first, and then Dallas, Detroit, Toronto, St. Louis, Vancouver, Edmonton, and Winnipeg. Wow, all of the Canadian teams are in a playoff position in the West. Alright. So stats-wise, curious to see what it's going to look like. We played well, and then not so much. Alright, so Brian Bradley has 30 points in 38 games. Anderson 28 in 38. Sean Chambers 24 in 38. Creighton, Cole, and Guerin have 20 points in 38 games, and it kind of goes down from there. And then we have Mike Hartman with 1 point in 32 games. Maybe it's time to sit him. He took a lot of penalties in that game. I didn't like that. He's not doing much of anything. Something to ponder. And then in the league, who is the best goal scorer? Ray Shepherd, 31 goals, is the best goal scorer. Brian Leach is still the best passer with 48 assists. And the best scorer is Joe Nieuwendyk with 73 points. Alright. So Rob DiMaio is still good at face-offs, and Mark Bergevin is still good at blocking shots. So that's our areas of success, I suppose. Alright, so it's January for the next episode. Then the episode after that is going to be February, obviously. And in February is where I'm going to be making decisions about who I am bringing back and who I am letting go. We have quite a few players whose contract expire at the end of this season. So for next season, we may very well have quite a different looking team, hopefully for the better. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this game, and as usual I do want to thank you for tuning in, and if you've liked the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And until I roll this game again, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.